Welcome back to Screened, and today we'll be taking a look at a few movies we watched during the month of January. 3 films that we recommend, and one that not so much, but I still wanted to mention. Last month, the theaters over here where we live were still closed, so we mostly relied on streaming services to watch these ones. Also, this video is brought to you by Surfshark, but more on that later.
But end of the day, everything anyone's got. I don't care how many candles you have, one day it goes.
A family reunites for Thanksgiving in a small, cramped and worn-down Manhattan apartment. At first, things between them seem cordial, pleasant even, with a few conversational bumps in the road like in any other adult family reunion. Although, as the night advances, misplaced comments become more frequent, boundaries get pushed, and all disagreements rear their ugly heads. We become the new addition to this family drama. Trapped in this claustrophobic setting, where each character will be in desperate need of some headspace. If you come expecting a narrative, you might be disappointed. The movie is mostly maintained by the devolving interactions between the characters, and the revelations that might change our perception of them. You might also feel as if you're watching a play, because it was actually adapted from one. I especially like the almost horror movie atmosphere that was created here towards the later half of the story. It felt like watching the light of this family slowly dying out.
By the pricking of my thumbs, something wicked this way comes.
Speaking of plays, we make a lateral move towards the monochromatic tale of corrosive ambition, the Tragedy of Macbeth. Unlike past adaptations of the story of Macbeth, which approached it by either grounding it in realism or making it modern, Joel Cohen decided to lean in on the artifice of the story, creating a minimalistic, distinct feel and look, with brilliant cinematography and a preference for negative space. From what I remember of my distant high school reading of the story, the movie seems to stay close to the source material. After winning a big battle, the Scottish Lord Macbeth encounters 3 witches that prophesize his ascent to becoming the new King of Scotland. Along with his wife, they are increasingly blinded by ambition and are ready to plot, betray, and murder to get what they want. The film moves at an unhurried pace, and the dialogue is dense and might take a few seconds to chew on to properly digest. You really walk away with a great respect for the actor's ability to memorize and deliver this Shakespearean script. This is a known story, but it's told, acted, and produced differently enough to merit its existence. Definitely a must-watch, but be aware, you should ready your attention span to properly take it in.
Before we continue, like many of you, we are sometimes unable to watch certain movies because they are locked out of our area. Thankfully, the way we get around this is by using a VPN like Surfshark. Not only does it give you access to a lot of geologged content, but most importantly, it protects your information by encrypting all the data that you send through the internet and where you are connecting from. Rest assured, even they don't log your information. Let's be honest, there's a lot of VPNs out there, but we prefer using Surfshark because it's affordable, fast, well-reviewed, and offers a lot of features. It works across all platforms, and on top of that, you're not limited to the number of devices you can install it on. Use Surfshark Alert. That lets you know if your information appears in a leaked database, or Surfshark Search to prevent ads or trackers from following your searches. I certainly recommend you check it out on your own by heading to surfshark.deals/screened. If you use our promo code SCREENED, you will get 84% off the regular price and you will get 3 extra months for free. They also offer a 30-day money-back guarantee, so if you try it and you don't like it, you can simply cancel your subscription and get your money back.
Now this next movie is a hard one to recommend to anyone. I'm still going over how I feel about it, but I can't help but be impressed by the sheer effort behind the gross stop-motion horror movie Mad God. It's the story of, well, that's hard to say, so I'm just gonna do something I usually don't do and just read the Letterboxd synopsis. Follow the assassin through a forbidding world of tortured souls, decrepit bunkers, and wretched monstrosities forged from the most primordial horrors of the subconscious mind. I think subconscious hits the nail on the head. This is definitely a nightmarish world that runs unfiltered. It enters the small niche of surreal animated horror. I think here the actual narrative or meaning are less important than what the imagery is trying to evoke from you. One of the things that clues you in on that fact is the deliberate lack of dialogue. It's a continuous shift of grotesque scenery, at times clever and at times nasty, that can make your insides itch. This certainly started out for an audience of one, but I see how it could evolve into having a cult following. I have to admit, this ain't quite for me, but I do appreciate the patience and effort behind this grotesque creation.
Bianca! Bianca, come here!
At this point, I'm checking out anything Olivia Colman is in. It's the 10th adaptation of the novel of the same name, The Lost Daughter. We follow a teacher starting her vacation in Greece. Things seem to be going well at first, but she has to share her holiday with an abrasive, maybe crime-related family that is around the resort. I guess this is a genre I'm unaware of. The middle-aged woman that develops an unhealthy curiosity to a person or people around her. The main character starts seeing a parallel between the young mother of the other family and herself in how they seem exhausted by motherhood. There's a tension that follows many of the scenes in this movie. You expect something bad to happen at any turn, and for some reason the protagonist seems to be incentivizing some of it. Ultimately, it's a story about the mixed feelings someone can have about motherhood, how it can be seen as a constant intrusion they need to get away from. I felt like the movie was building towards a revelation or action that remained unaddressed, but it is worth a watch. A good directorial debut for Maggie Gyllenhaal. And those are the movies I felt were worth mentioning from the last month. This month, theaters are opening up again, which I'm still tentative about, but looking forward to watching a movie in public. So take care, and until next time.